Imagine this. It's a chilly November evening, and you head to the grocery store, ready to stock up for the month ahead. As you stroll through the aisles, you feel a sense of comfort, knowing that all your favorite staples are just a cart away. But what if you turn the corner and find empty shelves where your essentials used to be? Panic sets in as you realize that a perfect storm of supply chain issues, unpredictable weather, and rising prices has turned the familiar shopping experience into a frantic search for basics. This November, being prepared is more crucial than ever. In this video, we're diving into 20 grocery products you must buy before November hits. These aren't just your average grocery items. They're the essentials that will keep your pantry stocked and your family fed when times get tough. From comforting staples to hidden gems, you won't want to miss what's on our list. So grab a pen, take notes, and let's ensure you're ready for whatever this November brings. Number 20. Crackers and chips. When you think of snacks, crackers and chips are usually at the forefront of your mind, seemingly always in stock and ready for munching. However, recent trends suggest that these popular snacks are on the brink of scarcity. The culprit? Grain shortages that are impacting not only bread and pasta, but also cracker and chip production. Key ingredients like wheat and corn are becoming increasingly difficult to source due to ongoing droughts, floods, and various global supply chain disruptions. The issues don't stop at grains. The oils used for frying chips are also facing shortages, adding another layer of complexity to snack production. Moreover, packaging costs are skyrocketing as materials become more expensive and harder to obtain. The transportation sector is grappling with significant bottlenecks, making it challenging to restock shelves efficiently. As these issues compound, the aisles once overflowing with your favorite crackers and chips will soon be a shadow of their former selves. You might believe that a quick trip to the store will always yield your go-to snacks, but prepare for the reality of empty spots and inflated prices. If you enjoy these tasty snacks, now is the time to stock up before they become hard to find. Number 19. Canned tomatoes. Canned tomatoes are a pantry staple for countless recipes, from pasta sauces to soups. However, you may be surprised to learn that they are becoming increasingly difficult to find. The majority of the U.S. tomato supply comes from California, where farmers are facing devastating droughts and strict water restrictions. Many farmers are forced to remove tomato crops altogether because they simply cannot afford the water needed to sustain them. This drastic reduction in supply is leading to soaring prices. The lack of availability means that what you once paid a modest amount for may soon cost 2 to 3 times as much. As these price increases hit the market, it's crucial to understand the importance of having a few cans stashed away in your pantry. Imagine needing tomatoes for your signature sauce only to find empty shelves and exorbitant prices. Preparing in advance could save you the hassle of scrambling for this essential ingredient when you need it the most. Number 18. Frozen vegetables. Many people view frozen vegetables as a reliable backup for their fresh counterparts, but that reliability is about to be tested. The infrastructure required for freezing, storing, and transporting vegetables is already stretched thin. When you add severe crop losses caused by droughts, floods, and extreme heat, the situation becomes even more precarious. Farmers are reporting some of the worst harvests in decades, which translates to fewer vegetables making it to freezing plants. Furthermore, the cost of energy needed to operate large freezers is skyrocketing, making frozen vegetable production increasingly expensive. This convergence of factors means you can expect higher prices and fewer options in the freezer aisle. The convenience of grabbing a bag of frozen broccoli or peas may soon be a luxury rather than a norm. To avoid future frustration, it's wise to stock up on frozen vegetables now while they're still readily available. Number 17. Baby formula. If you have a baby at home, this is particularly important. Baby formula is likely to be one of the first items to disappear as the supply crisis deepens. Many parents will recall the panic during last year's formula shortages. That situation was just a preview of what's on the horizon. Supply chains are already buckling under ingredient shortages, labor challenges, and soaring transportation costs. The crisis extends beyond just formula production. There's also a global shortage of essential nutrients and proteins used in baby formula, making it even harder for manufacturers to keep up with demand. When the shelves empty, parents across the nation will find themselves in a desperate scramble. Prices are already rising, and it's realistic to expect them to double or triple in the near future. The time to act is now. Stock up on baby formula while you can, as once it's gone, it may be extremely difficult to find again. Number 16. Instant noodles. Instant noodles have long been a go-to meal for many, valued for their quick preparation and affordability. Unfortunately, this staple food is facing a crisis of its own. Wheat, the main ingredient in instant noodles, is experiencing significant shortages due to ongoing droughts, floods, and other severe weather events impacting crop yields both domestically and globally. As the cost of producing and transporting instant noodles continues to rise, factories are struggling to meet demand. Imagine walking into your grocery store only to find the instant noodle aisle completely empty. What used to cost $0.50 per pack may soon skyrocket to $3, $4, or even $5 for a single serving. Instant noodles are a survival staple, especially when other food options become scarce. Given the looming threat of shortages and rising prices, it's crucial to take action now. Stock up on instant noodles before they become a luxury rather than a budget-friendly meal option. Preparing in advance will ensure you have a reliable food source when times get tough. Number 15. Powdered milk. Fresh milk is something many of us take for granted, assuming it will always be available. However, the reality is shifting fast. Droughts and feed shortages are creating a crisis for dairy farms across the U.S. and beyond, putting milk production at serious risk. Farmers are struggling to keep their herds healthy, and milk yields have already dropped dramatically, pushing up the price of fresh milk to levels that are impacting households everywhere. This is where powdered milk becomes essential. It has a long shelf life, can be stored for years, and is versatile for use in cooking, baking, or as a substitute for fresh milk. But here's the catch. Powdered milk is now under threat as well. Factories that produce powdered milk are struggling with ingredient shortages, and demand is rising worldwide as more people turn to shelf-stable milk options. The result is a bottleneck in the powdered milk supply chain. If this trend continues, powdered milk could soon become as rare as fresh milk. Stocking up on it now could be a smart move for anyone who relies on milk regularly, especially as powdered milk's long shelf life makes it a practical addition to emergency food supplies. Number 14. Toilet paper. Remember the toilet paper rush of 2020? Well, prepare for a repeat, but this time, the situation might be even worse. Paper mills are under intense pressure, with raw material costs rising and shipping delays stretching supplies thin. The moment any panic arises, we'll likely see toilet paper fly off the shelves faster than ever. Currently, prices are already starting to increase, but experts warn they could easily double or even triple in the coming months. Raw material shortages are a big part of the problem. The cost of pulp, the main ingredient in toilet paper, has spiked, and logistics issues are delaying restocks in stores across the country. Stocking up now could prevent the frustration of facing empty shelves when you need it most. Investing in a small stockpile of toilet paper might save you from being caught without this essential item during the next wave of shortages. Number 13. Soap and sanitizers. While soap and sanitizers have been readily available lately, the tide is turning on these essential hygiene products. The ingredients needed to make soap and sanitizers are experiencing serious supply disruptions. Global shortages of chemicals like ethanol, used in sanitizers, and glycerin, a common soap ingredient, have increased production costs, making it harder for manufacturers to keep up with demand. What's more, logistics challenges and shipping delays are further complicating supply. Prices for basic hygiene products are already going up, and they're expected to climb even higher as raw material shortages continue. During the pandemic, we saw shelves quickly empty of these essentials, and the current outlook suggests we could see a similar situation soon. To avoid being left without these necessary items, it may be wise to stock up on soap, hand sanitizer, and disinfectants now while they're still accessible. Number 12. Vital vitamins and supplements. Relying on a balanced diet may not be feasible in times of food shortages, which is why vitamins and supplements are set to become critical for daily nutrition. As access to fresh fruits and vegetables decreases, people will need additional nutritional support to stay healthy. However, the supplements we rely on are facing their own set of challenges. Key ingredients like vitamin C, D, and zinc are increasingly difficult to source, and manufacturers are struggling to meet demand. Additionally, the price of vitamins is steadily rising as supply chain issues disrupt production. Basic supplements that people depend on to boost immunity and health could soon become scarce. Once shelves go bare, restocking may be a slow and costly process. For anyone looking to maintain a healthy routine in challenging times, now is the time to invest in vitamins and supplements. Having these on hand could make a significant difference in supporting immune health when nutritious food options are limited. Number 11. Cereal. A staple in most households, cereal may soon become a luxury. This basic breakfast item depends on crops like wheat, corn, and oats, which are experiencing massive shortages due to droughts, floods, and other severe weather events impacting major agricultural regions. The Midwest, a key area for grain production in the U.S., is grappling with one of the worst droughts in recent history, leading to low yields for these essential crops. The transportation and production costs for cereal are also on the rise, adding to the price consumers are seeing on grocery shelves. Many popular cereal brands have already increased prices, and empty shelves could become a common sight in the cereal aisle as these challenges continue. For families, especially those with children, cereal is more than just a breakfast option. It's a household staple. To avoid the sticker shock or potential scarcity in the coming months, consider purchasing extra boxes of cereal now. Number 10. Coffee. Coffee lovers, brace yourselves. This isn't about splurging on pricey lattes. It's about your everyday brew turning into a luxury. Brazil and Colombia, which are responsible for a huge portion of the world's coffee, are being hit hard by severe weather. Droughts and frosts have devastated coffee crops, leaving entire harvests lost. The ripple effects are already impacting us in the US, but here's the kicker. Shipping costs are skyrocketing, adding even more pressure. Currently, prices are on the rise, but they're predicted to skyrocket as coffee becomes harder to source and transport. Imagine walking down the coffee aisle, only to find your favorite beans missing, or, when they do return, priced 2 to 4 times higher. If you can't envision life without that morning cup, now's the time to buy a stash of coffee beans or ground coffee. Number 9. Energy bars and protein shakes. Energy bars and protein shakes have long been the go-to snacks for quick energy and nutrition, but this convenience may soon be out of reach. These products rely heavily on whey and soy proteins, but recent extreme weather has slashed soybean production, particularly in the Midwest. Rising feed prices have further complicated production, leaving manufacturers struggling to meet demand. As a result, energy bars and protein shakes are becoming harder to produce, and prices are rising fast. That $2 protein bar may soon be $10, or even completely unavailable. When food shortages hit and you need a quick, nutritious snack to keep you going, these bars and shakes could be the first items to vanish from shelves. If they're part of your meal plan, consider stockpiling them now before they become rare. Number 8. Pasta. Pasta is a staple you've likely counted on to always be there, but that's no longer a safe bet. Global wheat shortages are driving pasta production into a tailspin. In the US, Kansas, a major wheat producer, experienced over $1 billion in crop losses due to droughts and floods. In Italy, one of the world's biggest pasta suppliers, severe weather has impacted wheat production, further limiting supplies. With these disruptions, the prices are steadily rising, and we could soon face shelves empty of spaghetti, macaroni, and penny. What used to be a $1 box could become $5 or more in the near future, or worse, unavailable altogether. Stock up on pasta now, while it's still affordable and available. In the coming months, you may regret not having this versatile and shelf-stable food on hand. Number 7. Baking powder and yeast. For all the bread bakers out there, here's a heads up. Baking powder and yeast are about to get scarce. You could have bags of flour, but without these rising agents, you're stuck without the means to bake bread, muffins, or any leavened goods. Supply chain disruptions and soaring energy costs are impacting the production of the key ingredients that make baking powder and yeast. Factories are closing, and the limited supplies trickling into stores are vanishing quickly. Prices have already started to increase, and it's just the beginning. Imagine getting ready to bake only to find yeast nowhere in sight or costing 2 or 3 times what it used to. Now is the time to stock up if you love to bake, or simply want to be prepared when fresh bread options become scarce. Don't wait. When the baking essentials are gone, they might not return quickly. Number 6. Canned soups and stews. Canned soups and stews may seem readily available now, but soon, they could be a lifeline in the face of food shortages. With rising costs for vegetables, meats, and packaging materials, these pantry staples are about to become both scarce and expensive. Crop failures mean fewer vegetables for soup ingredients, and meat shortages are driving up production costs across the board, from chicken noodle to beef stew. What's on the shelves today could be the last stock before prices double or triple, or worse, before they disappear altogether. Imagine being unable to find these quick, nutritious meals when fresh ingredients are limited, especially during winter. Stocking up on canned soups and stews now is a wise move that could save you the frustration of finding empty shelves later. Number 5. Salt. Salt might seem like the last thing you'd expect to run out, but global supply chain issues are setting up for a crisis where even this common pantry staple may disappear. Yes, it's inexpensive now, but that could change drastically with recent upheavals. Salt isn't just a flavor enhancer. It's vital for food preservation, cleaning, and even some medical uses. Currently, flooding in key salt-producing areas like Louisiana has stalled production, and when those mines go offline, the supply doesn't bounce back overnight. Add in prolonged shipping delays, and you have a perfect storm for a salt shortage. So, don't just stock up on one container. Consider buying in bulk. In a few months, when salt becomes scarce, it could be as precious as gold dust. Number 4. Vinegar. If you've ever considered vinegar, just another cooking ingredient, it's time to rethink its importance. For survivalists and everyday households alike, vinegar is indispensable. It cleans, disinfects, preserves, and of course, adds a tangy kick to recipes. But due to shortages in acetic acid, an essential vinegar ingredient, we're on the brink of seeing it vanish from shelves. Rising production costs and facility shutdowns mean that vinegar could soon become a rare find. This shortage extends beyond white vinegar to apple cider, balsamic, and wine varieties, all of which may disappear or see significant price increases. Stockpiling now could save you headaches in the near future when cleaning and cooking feel incomplete without it. Number 3. Peanut butter. Peanut butter, a beloved staple, is rapidly moving from an affordable snack to a potential luxury item. Extreme weather is devastating peanut crops, especially in the southeastern US, where heat waves and droughts have wiped out vast fields. Peanut farming is fragile. Crops need specific conditions that recent climate shifts have disrupted worldwide, driving prices higher. Not only are yields down, but skyrocketing transportation costs add another layer to this looming shortage. A $3 jar could easily double or triple in price as supply plummets, and that's if it's still available at all. Whether you're a fan of PB&J or rely on peanut butter for a protein boost, now's the time to grab a few jars. Waiting might mean peanut butter becomes as rare as a delicacy. Number 2. Sugar. Sugar is another pantry essential poised for a major disruption. The sweet ingredient we rely on for coffee, baking, and countless processed foods is now under threat. Brazil, the largest sugar producer, has seen harvests devastated by droughts, while flooding in India, another major supplier, has halved production. Add a 200% surge in shipping costs, and sugar's affordable status may be on borrowed time. If global supply chains crumble further, the ripple effect will touch everything from baked goods to beverages. Imagine grocery aisles without sugar, or if you do find it, brace yourself for prices that could double or triple. Stocking up on sugar now might seem unnecessary, but in a few months, this foresight could mean you're one of the few with enough to spare. Number 1. Spices and herbs. In times of scarcity, spices and herbs can transform basic ingredients into flavorful meals, but the supply of these seasonings is shrinking fast. Popular spices like cumin, paprika, cinnamon, and oregano are grown in areas facing severe climate and political issues. India and Mexico, major spice producers, are enduring unprecedented droughts that reduce crop yields dramatically. Even if crops make it through adverse conditions, supply chain bottlenecks mean spices wait months at ports before reaching shelves. Prices are already up, but they're set to skyrocket. Those tiny jars you see today for a few dollars? Soon, they could cost $10 or more. If the idea of bland, unseasoned food is unappealing, stock up on these spices now, while they're still within reach. That is all for today, guys. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content.